The hell was that?
Hang on.
Technical.
Oh my gosh, what was that? Does that even work? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Hey everybody, welcome. I have some technical difficulties. I think my internet is glitching. So if you saw the videos, you saw the intro, I hope, because everything was live, but that was probably on my end. We have a really great show tonight. As you can see in the room, Cece Woods is here. Welcome, Cece.
Hi. Nice to be back for the night anyway.
That's right. Well, we have an incredible show. This is going to be some fireworks. It's going to be hot. Cece's going to bring the rain into the program tonight because we have something exceptional stuff. Cece's stirring the pot over there at LASD in LA County, making trouble. Cece Woods in the house, and Mike is here too. Mike, welcome. You are you and I are this big compared to Cece.
Hi guys, everybody's saying hi back.
Let's say hi to everybody. Let's see who all is here. Let me see here. Hang on, and I got chat. Okay, so we got Tracy saying hi, Cece.
Hi Tracy.
And Steven. Hi, Cece.
Steven.
Everybody wants to say hi to Cece. Steven,
we're sitting right here.
The most important person in the room. Zippy's
Howdy,
here.
Mrs. Captain.
Zippy and Passe says no beer in hand and waiting. Let's see here. Mark Slater, beer in hand and waiting. Oh, I'm going backwards. That's what's happening with that. But
show's over.
Cece, how you like our
your
chat?
New bar setup?
Yeah,
loving the bar setup.
And my bar.
And me, I'm not even like
what? So
okay. After the show, I'm going to be downing it. Welcome back, Cece. Yay! Who's that person?
Oh, that's Steve Gould of Things Police.
Hi. Mike, oh yes, I remember.
Yeah, Mike's gonna be a guest on that show.
God, I keep blowing that guy off, and I feel bad, man.
What is
wrong
with you, Mike?
I got to hook up. We're all over the planet, and it's hard to get time, but I need to do it because I'm anxious. I got to do
it. Steve, get a hold of me. I'm gonna arrange to have a court order issued for Mike to respond.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to serve it, pal.
Are you in hiding?
I'm always in hiding.
You're off planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we might as well get into this. And Mike probably does not remember the graphics, Cece. So I'll just throw the first one up, and then it'll just remind Mike. Mike, you want to take?
Yeah, sure. We heard recently that there's been a hubbub going on, and Cece, for some reason, was at the middle of the hubbub. And I know that there's a lot of people that were taking interest in this, and we thought maybe we would just have her on so she could walk us through the palace intrigue that's been going on. And my plan is just to kind of watch and listen and maybe ask a question here and there, but I would like Cece to kind of give us the 411 on how this all kicked off and where we stand as of today. Cece, get down.
So,
Get down.
okay, so let me just start by saying that this was not really a juicy focus of mine. It just wasn't. And over weeks, I was getting bombarded with texts, but I get texts all the time, right? So that's so sweet, Kevin. Thank you, guys. Anyway, and Joseph, thank you. Anyway, so I kept getting these texts, but I didn't know quite what to do with it. It's like, okay, so I'm hearing these rumors. I've been hearing these rumors about Luna and health issues since last fall, okay, when I first started really heavily reporting about him. And I was hearing from high up retired people at LBPD, Long Beach Police Department, that worked directly with him, that at that time, Luna had heart issues. Like, he has a history of heart issues. Okay. I never wrote about that, but that was just something to kind of keep in the back of my head. And then in this last month and a half, just text after text. I heard Luna sick. I heard Luna sick. I heard Luna sick. I heard Luna sick. I'm laying in bed, and 11 o'clock at night, I get a text from a Long Beach Police Department retired person high up. Luna's sick. That's what we're hearing. I said, do you have anything like that you can send me that can kind of help me, digest this? Nope. All I'm hearing, Luna's sick. And every single person said the same thing, that it was what they're hearing, what they heard, keyword heard, is that it was Parkinson's. So for those of you who don't know, I have been in a relationship with somebody on the department. I live with this man. He has been on the department for 35 years, okay? He's seeing all this come in, and he finally looks at me and says, you kind of have to do something with this. And at that point, I couldn't argue. So we're in Vegas for Veterans Day weekend. He's doing his thing in Sportsbook. I'm in the lounge drinking margaritas, and he texts me, hey, babe, how are you doing? You really should get that tweet out. And I thought, damn, you know what? He's right. So it wasn't a focus of mine. It just wasn't. So I'm not thinking, okay, I just was very careful how I wrote it, because I wanted to be very clear that these were rumors and what the rumors said, and that it was not just from LASD gossip, as we all know, they're really good at that, but it was also coming from Long Beach Police Department. So I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I put it up. And the next morning I wake up, one of my retired friends from LAPD texts me, and he said, holy shit, look at the text I just got. So apparently somebody from LASD who had no clue who I am, he must live under a freaking rock. Okay. Like, wow. But anyway, there are some people who have no clue. And this guy's at SIB. And I'm like, really? Like, he's never heard my name. He doesn't know who I am, thankfully. Anyway, he said, I sure hope she just caused a shitstorm. She rattled so many cages. I sure hope she has legit press credentials. And I looked at that. I'm like, what the fuck does it? Sorry.
That's
It's
one.
going to happen, Chaplain.
Okay.
You should
It's
already know
okay.
that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Do I have legit
That's
press
two.
credentials? Okay, well, I had to be clear about that. Anyway, so I didn't know what that meant. And then all of a sudden, I find out that Carrie Blakinger from the LA Times used my tweet as the premise for her article. And I don't know who went to who first. Did Blakinger go to Luna when she saw my tweet? Or did Luna, his people, 8th floor, lose their shit and call Blakinger? I don't know chicken or the egg, don't know. Okay. So I look at the article, and Blakinger is using this to go to the sheriff and say, are you sick? And he says no. And he uses that as a reason to say, I'm running for re-election. Really? Really? Like, it's 2 years away. Do you think we really care or want to hear that out of your mouth right now? No, we don't. How about you say, no, I'm good. Like, or how about don't give it any oxygen, especially because Blakinger referred to me as a quote Malibu activist and a blogger. Now, the reason why that's significant is she was trying to basically say, I'm irrelevant. I'm just an activist and a blogger. Then why use my tweet? Why make that the focus of your article? And why are you and Luna giving it any energy at all? I was dumbfounded. I'm like, are they really going here with this? So that's how the first night happened. First 24 hours. Questions?
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to? I don't know. We already had the thing up. You want to put it up again, Ken, real quick, so people can read it in case there are people out there watching who have not. The original text, the original tweet.
Hang on, please. I got to go back.
Come on, time is money. Let's go.
You're not going to get any any graphics at all here.
Sorry.
There you go.
There you go. That's the original.
We'll give everybody a moment to read that. And
well, I'm going to read it.
It's relatively innocuous. I don't want to read it. It's not mine. It's your,
hey, but
your
it
story.
says very clearly, rumors have been heavily circulating throughout LASDHQ and LBPD that LACO sheriff could potentially step down as the head of the largest sheriff's department in the country due to health concerns. In parentheses, multiple sources say Parkinson's disease.
Yeah,
just very cut and dry, right?
Yeah, I didn't see any crazy hyperbole or anything in it, but in
no
fact,
malice, no nothing.
To me, it was something that just came and went. You know, I'm on Twitter and X, and you know, I see a bazillion of these things a day, and you just kind of scroll through them, and that's it. But obviously, that's not the case with this one, Cece. So, what's the next step that occurred after this?
I mean, to wake up and know that Carrie Blakinger is using it in her article so that she can do, I don't know, maybe it's a slow news day. That's the only thing I could think of. That it was a slow news day because you're really going to use that? Obviously, there's something else going on because, again, calling me right here on Sunday, Malibu community activist and blogger Cece Woods wrote in a post on social media platform X that the rumors have been heavily circulating. Okay, so she quotes me, uses that as the meat and potatoes of her article, but yet she's calling me a community activist and a blogger. It's like, basically she's saying I'm a nobody saying this. That's what she's saying. Yet she follows me on Twitter. And in my Twitter bio, it's very clear that I am an investigative reporter. So I had to actually answer her. And it's in the Red State article because we're going back and forth. I guess some Democratic strategist who I didn't even know who he was because I don't care, jumped on my thread and said, Luna is not, Dave, hi, Dave. Luna is not sick. This is bullshit, whatever the hell he said. And I don't know. I don't remember what else this guy said, but Blakinger went on there and said, yes, I can concur these rumors. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'd concur this was circulating pretty widely. She heard it too. Not only did she hear it, but I had people in the unions telling me, Captain Mike heard it from his people. Many people heard this rumor, which is why I couldn't ignore it anymore. And I just said, okay, I'm going to get it out. And so the calling me an activist and a blogger was a way to demean my investigative reporting. So I answered when she said I'd concur this was circulating pretty widely. I answered her back and I said, hey, thank you for backing up what I said and what everybody is hearing, but you need to correct your article because I'm an investigative reporter. Yes, I am a Malibu community activist. Yes, I have accomplished a lot in that community. But I'll tell you right now, I've been covering the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department longer than Blakinger has. And I told her that in public on that thread. I said, so you need to correct that. And again, it was just like a little backhanded slap. And it's like, listen, girlfriend, I've been involved in some major stories long before you've been around. And for her to do that, it was just like, come on, grow up.
Did she respond to that at all or no?
No, she did not respond. Of course not. And it's like, wait. Oh, Dave just said, I just.
Come on now, don't
people
start
there said,
looking at the squirrel.
This is a
Don't do
one
that.
night only appearance. I can do whatever I want. Okay.
Hey, it might be an 18-minute appearance. Stop going for the squirrel.
I can't help it. Hey, you can't. Yeah, like a leopard doesn't change its spots, for goodness sakes. Jesus.
Neither does a squirrel. All right, so obviously this is stuck in your craw about the way that you were
no,
dealt
actually,
with by Blake and
well,
Jim.
no, it's not necessarily stuck in my craw. It's hilarious because there is another asshole over here in Malibu who is basically nobody. He's been like working behind the scenes in these little news agencies doing, whatever he does. And he owns this little tiny blip of a radio station out in Malibu. He did the same shit. He would call me a blogger because he was so jealous of all the attention I was getting with my work over the years. Does the same thing. Now he can't do it anymore because, it's not possible to do that anymore at the level that I've reached. And he knows it. But Blakinger doesn't give a shit.
Well, okay, so your original Twitter thing comes out, and then she writes the article, and I'm assuming you write back to her pretty much immediately within a day or so, right?
Oh no, that day that the article came out, I was posting on the thread. I don't know where I was posting somewhere because people were coming on my thread saying stuff, and the Twitter post that you posted, like they were coming on my thread, and I'm like, right. I'm not suppressing this information. As a matter of fact, it's just been hitting me so hard from so many different directions. I didn't have a choice. I felt like if I didn't put this out there, I was being irresponsible.
Well, that's my point. It was
that's really the honest to God truth.
Your tweet comes out, and then the article comes out, and then you have a back and forth with her. That's been a little while ago. So what's occurred?
That was a month ago. Okay, that was on more than a month ago, on November 11th, I think. I don't know. Again, so Kevin heard the same thing. So there you go.
Looking at the squirrel.
Anyway, so did you post on a blog? No, I did not post on a blog, Dave. Okay. Anyway, so last week, Wednesday night, I'm just checking my email, and I see this Cece Woods versus Robert Luna in the subject. And okay, Passe, I have to address this. What makes me an investigative reporter? Passe.
Thanks, Passe.
What do you think makes me an investigative reporter? How about that? I'll let you answer that question because I know Passe has read my articles. Yeah. So you would know what makes me an investigative reporter.
I don't think he's being snarky. I think he wants to know exactly what an investigative reporter is.
Multiple articles with documents that have investigated certain things that have led to federal investigations, local criminal investigations, led to people stepping down from their political positions, both locally and nationally. When I investigate, or when the information is being given to me and I publish these documents and I write these stories and I do the whole, a report on it. Yes, that makes me an investigative reporter. Not just a reporter, an investigative reporter, because I have to make phone calls and I have to look into these things and I have to research things. So that's what makes me an investigative reporter.
Take that, Passe.
So yeah.
If you got
know better. Anyway,
if you have any follow-up questions, go ahead and ask. Cece, you're up.
So on December 11th, I get this email, and on the email from this attorney, right at the top, it says, investigative reporter Cece Woods. Not Malibu community activist and blogger.
You got that, Ken?
But investigative reporter Cece Woods. Okay.
So Cece, are you an investigative reporter or what?
I'm a Malibu activist, so there.
Okay.
Anyway, so I open this letter and I start reading it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Okay. And so immediately I don't go all the way through it because I can already see the nonsense. And once I start seeing blatant lies and manipulation and all that stuff, I shut down. So instead, I send it to my legal experts, my friends that are lawyers that can look at this in 2 seconds and go, ha. My first response after I sent it out, nice toilet paper. Okay, that was my first response. My other legal attorneys that are friends of mine basically said, this is bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's a bunch of lies. It's threats. It's manipulation. It's bullying. It's all of the above. Don't even worry about it. Let him try, and we'll file an anti-SLAPP. Well, we got your back. We'll fight this for you all the way. So I don't have to worry about a damn thing. Please. As a matter of fact, there is an article coming out by a whistleblower that is an attorney that I've worked with, and he just breaks it all down. It's pretty good. It's going to come out very soon on the Current Report.
Okay. Ken, you got that puppy up so we can kind of look at that legalese that's in there? Well, that's from Red State. I'm talking about the actual cease and desist.
Oh, yeah, the real nice, nasty letter.
What's the cease and desist?
That one there. That's it.
Look at this. Via email. By the way, I just noticed this. ccwoods@gmail.com. I don't even use that fucking thing. What is that? Okay, that's number one. Number two, I did get at the local Malibu at Gmail. So you stupid idiot, all you have to do is go there. I can't even tell you how many people find my email on a daily basis. You go to ccwoods.com. My email's right there. Okay, cc@ccwoods.com. Cece Woods, investigative reporter, regarding Robert G. Luna v. Cece Woods. Do you know that right there is basic intimidation, trying to get me to think that they have already filed something? I don't give a rat's ass if they file. Serve me. Bring it on. I can't wait to show up in court and keep this in the news. I want to so badly. Let's do it.
Don't they also say that they demand somewhere down at the
They demanded a retraction. They demanded me to take down my post and to give a public apology and to state that Luna doesn't have Parkinson's.
Are you a doctor? Yeah, are you a doctor there? I don't know.
Can you believe that? First of all, I will never take down my post. No, absolutely no way. Everything about that post is within my rights as a journalist, as a member of the press, even just a citizen who hears this can say that. How do you think everybody was making these assumptions about Biden's health and mental ability to, run the country? I mean, what happened?
You froze for a second.
I did? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's within my right. That's number one.
Sorry, Mike.
Why did you do that?
He get released. Man? Okay, but wait a second. Here's the thing. I didn't violate any HIPAA laws. I didn't violate shit. Okay, that's number one. I didn't violate anything. All I reported on, posted, was what I was hearing directly from rank and file, high-level executives, members of the union, you name it. I can go on and on and on and on. Okay, retired personnel. So that's it.
You're reporting the news.
I'm reporting exactly what I heard. Period.
So let me ask you something. I've looked this up. SLAPP. What is the SLAPP? SLAPP. What is that?
Don't ask. I read it in this letter, and I've been. There's a very high threshold to prove libel or slander, especially against a political or public figure. Okay, Luna is a political and public figure, so the threshold for libel and slander is super high. Okay, super high. As a matter of fact, I'm considered a public figure. So people can write whatever they want about me. I can't do shit about it. unless it's like really with malice and it's really not true. And it would take me a lot of money to go after this person. Slap, can't sue someone to shut them up. Okay, thank you, Seamus. Long time no see, Seamus. Anyway,
Hey, Cece, real quick, I just pulled it up here. It's a strategic lawsuit against public participation.
Yes.
And it is filed. Public figures try to file it to shut down any kind of discourse. So you would be filing an anti-slap.
Correct. And that's what the whistleblowers, who are also attorneys, they're like, man, we got this. We'll file anti-slap all day long. We got your back. Like they've already gone through this themselves. So they're said, we got you. Like, I'm not worried. Like somebody wrote on Jennifer Van Laar's thread, oh, I hope she has deep pockets. I don't need deep pockets. I got a long line of people who are ready to help me in this. Period. Yes, Kevin, that's absolutely correct. And I have every right to report on it if that's the case.
And I don't know if this is the same thing or not. People can school me on it. But when Trump was running for president, Nancy Pelosi and all these people were saying he's obviously, got some kind of mental decline and some kind of disease or whatever. And they were talking about him all day long.
Yep. That's, it's, you equate it to some of the things that has been going on in the political atmosphere the last couple of years. And, oh my God, he's a Nazi. He's this, he's that, he's Joseph Stalin, he's Adolf Hitler, all wrapped into one. And you know what? He's a public figure, and that's just the way it goes. And, Luna he's not Donald Trump, but he's a public figure. He's elected. And the things that I have seen come out, that what she wrote, it pales in comparison to a lot of what I've seen out there on here.
But here's the thing, too. If you look at the cropped version of this letter, we demand that you immediately remove this statement from your X page. Demand that you immediately cease and desist from posting and or disseminating any further false statements about my client, including without limitations, any statements accusing my client of suffering from diseases. You can't order me to do any of that, okay? First of all, I'm not going to, if I hear that he is suffering from something and that it is affecting his ability to do his job, then you know what? If I have the documentation, let's say I have a video. Let's say somebody sends me a video and you can tell he's slurring his words and there's something not right. Oh, you better believe. Make it on when I was a guest. Wait, huh? Oh, wait. wait.
Why weren't you watching his episode? What?
I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Is that who is that?
It's LA Cycle from Instagram.
LA Cycle. Wait, when was he on?
It just last week? Last week.
Yeah, it's not Nako, right?
No.
Okay. Well, I remember when Nako was on. Okay. So I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay. So yeah. So you can keep like demanding whatever you want to demand. Look at all the shit that the LA Times has written about Alex. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look at all the, and actually, Borman reached out to Alex. A couple of other people reached out to Alex, sent him the letter. And he has gone on his Instagram and gone on ABC radio. I believe it's ABC, 870 yesterday morning. He is discussing this whole thing. It's like, it's a joke. And, it sounds like they want me to shut up, period. And it sounds like they believe that this rumor is going to severely impact his chances for re-election. But hey, let's talk about this for a minute. We got rid of George Gascon. Okay. That was a rout. We got rid of that fool. Okay. And passed Prop 36. Okay. You know what that says? The people of LA County are fed up with this shit. They are. And don't think for 1 minute that Luna is going to be successful because, George Gascon gaslighted all of us into thinking he would probably win. He's an idiot. We all knew he wasn't going to win. We were scared because there's a lot of far left people over here. But all these guys, all these progressives, all these board of supervisors, those guys, their necks are on the line because the entire country was blinking bright red on November 5th. Thank God. Thank God. So shit's going to change, people. Gonna change. And that includes Luna. So he's a little too arrogant right now. We don't want to hear you're going to run for re-election. We don't even want you in office.
Damn
for
it.
God's sakes.
Yeah, you know that video that he did when he was congratulating Gascon and talking about how
Yes.
George was his
He's my
mentor and
mentor.
two Latino males doing this and that.
He's my
That is
mentor.
that is not aging well, I think, at this point.
That was
Because
embarrassing.
well,
I need to repost that, actually.
he tied himself to Gascon's coattails, and Gascon's coattails are on fire.
Exactly.
And he didn't even let the door hit him on the ass on the way out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over this next year and a half or so, because I don't know. We've been over this before. You know what I think about
LA County,
current sheriff.
LA County made a big shift. And what I'm seeing out of Hochman, thank God, I was a little nervous about him, really nervous about him. But already he's shit canning Middleton. He's, cleaning up that whole office. Like it's happening. It's happening. And you know what? Hochman knows himself. If you don't go back to law and order in LA County, if you start kissing that progressive left ass, you're going to be out just like Gascon. And that's what the Board of Supervisors needs to really understand, because that's not happening anymore. We're not doing that anymore. It's done.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to LA County making crime illegal again. It's just
happening.
gone rampant for 4 years.
Yep.
And 4 years of hell, and follow home robberies, and what was it? A Dodger pitcher getting his wristwatch ripped off his hand when he's walking in public, and it's just the madness that's been going on. It'll be good to see what our new DA can do. What are you laughing about there, Ken?
So Josephine says people in every state and town are fed up with criminal government and criminal cops with a K.
Yeah.
Criminal
Yeah.
cops. Wait. Oh yeah. Well, yes, but look, when I woke up on November 5th, on November 6th, I did not expect to see as much red as I saw. And boy, was that a sigh of relief. That showed me that this country is not living in a twilight zone like we were for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
in LA County and throughout the country.
It's my understanding that that Trump actually won all 5 counties surrounding LA. That's big news, and I guess we'll see how things sort out. But I personally think that the current sheriff may have done a miscalculation with this. All it did was just throw another log on the fire. And,
why give it so much power? Why?
The darn letter was what, I think 5 pages long.
Yes.
And even I could read. There was a bunch of legal mumbo jumblese in there, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Johnson in 1852 said that if blah blah blah. It's like, dude, just tell her to knock it off. In fact, I would bet they would have gotten further just by calling you up and saying, hey, what can we do to straighten this out? I'll show you I don't have whatever.
How about just ignore me? That's even better.
Or ignore you. Yeah.
And didn't you hear that article, that Jen's article, circulated widely throughout, the executive staff?
Well, I you know what I did hear, that it got put on the sheriff's daily thing, I think, that goes out to captains and above.
That's what I'm saying. It's first of all, I was already, wait, let's address this. Hochman voted for Kamala for a second, because we do need to address that. Hochman went on TV, did not need to do it, which is why I was worried about him. But you know what? In the end, he only did it to get votes. That's all he did. I guarantee you, when he was standing at the voting station or were in front of his mail-in ballot, I guarantee you, Trump, he is a historic Republican. Give me a freaking break, okay? Just bullshit, trying to get votes, trying to get in there. He was a huge supporter of Harris. When?
Well, before the election in LA County, yeah,
You know what?
sure.
Wait a second. And this was when, probably when Kamala was very pro law enforcement and when she was BFFs with Jim McDonnell back in the day. So yeah, that was probably when she was attorney general or whatever. Whatever. Probably
Attorney
that's
General,
probably.
yeah.
So anyway, so that's that.
Is McDonnell a Democrat?
No, he's a Republican. Oh, he's
Is
independent.
he registered?
He went independent. That's
of
right.
course, like they all do. So did Hockman. Hockman went independent. Okay.
You know what? Let's just say Mike was going to decide he was going to run for sheriff, right? I've been a registered Republican for 50 frickin' years. And you think that I'm going to, you know what? I saw the light yesterday and I'm a Democrat now. Just to pander for votes?
Yeah.
I mean, the position is nonpartisan. And, it's just sickening that someone will look for the D or the R or the I or Green Party or peace and, whatever. And, I'm not voting for him because he's peace and freedom. It's like, what? Do you think they're going to answer the phone? 911, what's your political affiliation? It just, it makes absolutely no sense to me. And anyways, that's me. Go ahead. I got a soft
answer
target.
this question. Somebody answer this question. Could Hockman play a role in investigating the Board of Supervisors not closing Los Padrinos? If not, this should show LA County residents why there should be a separation of powers, specifically BOS controlling the sheriff.
You know what? Oh, man, you're getting me going now. The board, the current sheriff appears to be under the impression that the board is his mama, and he has to do what they say. The only thing they control for the sheriff is his budget, and that's it. But the thing about LP, I don't know where else they would put these 250 kids that are there now. They don't have the room, and that's why I'm assuming the vote today was to keep it open. That sounds like somebody saying. That doesn't surprise me because they did an emergency declaration so they could get funding available so they could go in and straighten out LP. People don't seem to understand that there are kids in those facilities that would chop your head off and eat Cheerios out of your skull if you let them.
100%.
They are not just all little babies. There are kids that have
murderers.
Rap sheet a mile long. You don't dump them all in there because there's some kids that are just, they're treated like crap as kids, and that's the way they turned out. But there are gangsters in there, and they, you got to have a place for them. You can't just give them an ankle bracelet and tell them to go home. But I think the sheriff he's missing the boat in so many ways. He's almost like a non-entity. I kind of believe that he's letting his subordinates run the department.
100%. And a recent promotion was Jason Skeen, who is being promoted to assistant sheriff now that Holly Francisco is gone. And I can tell you right now, he is a McDonnell loyalist. He is, same puppet material as, probably better than Luna per se, but he will do exactly what the board tells him to do. I can tell you that right now.
You know what? I've known Jason quite a while. Well, let me put it this way. When I knew him, he was a straight shooter, and I trusted him. Now, did something taint him? I don't know, but
power taints. Power corrupts power, absolutely.
Yeah, but I would personally give him the benefit of the doubt until I actually spoke to him. But I hear what you're saying. They like when Block was in power, there were Block loyalists and John Scott loyalists and Alex loyalists and loyalists to Luna here. But it's a weird phenomenon because it's like everybody is worried about themselves and their promotion and how they look and instead of what is best for the people of LA County. And I don't understand that. It blows me away. And my guess is that's because that's the way they're being taught from the top. It's go along to get along kind of thing.
Hey,
here's what I can tell you. Wait, sorry, Ken. What happened?
Go ahead. I just want to say Josephine has a comment for Mike. So Josephine's with us tonight, Mike, and that's for you probably.
Off
Okay.
topic. Off topic.
So I
Move
do
on.
know of a certain
Thanks,
situation. I do know of a certain situation that happened where a deputy, I have to be careful on how I say this, where a deputy was relieved of duty for something that he really didn't do, but there was a political aspect to it, okay? Which is why this deputy was relieved of duty. And so this deputy ends up getting his job back, and there is, a process where they do some interdepartment or, internal slap on the wrist. Let's just call it that. This person got a much worse slap on the wrist because there was political motivation surrounding it than another person in the department in the same area. They worked in the same place, okay? And that person got a slap on the wrist. The other person got a much worse punishment, so to speak.
No,
okay?
I hear you. I hear you.
And that was given out by somebody who was, or approved by somebody who was promoted because he covered a tattoo. So,
who is that? Stephen S. I don't know if he has, and my guess is he's probably crying in his cornflakes, thinking that he might have to speak out about this. I think that if Mike were sheriff, I'm not gonna turn my back on my brothers and sisters in law enforcement just because they work for ICE. The sheriff's department does not have any responsibility for illegal immigration, and we wouldn't. That's it. But if you have an illegal immigrant who gets convicted of a violent crime, I'll put him in a bus myself and drive him to the border. There is no excuse for, what San Diego County is trying to do right now, right? This board of supervisors like, don't tell anybody anything, just let them out. And that's the way it goes. Bullshit. Unfortunately, they have a sheriff down there who has balls, even though it's a female.
wait, even though it's a female, what are you talking about?
Because she has
Bigger
balls,
than you
Cece.
fools. Okay.
Well,
Really?
don't take offense to the
I'm
ball
kidding.
statement.
I'm just
but
joking. I'm joking.
you know what? She said, no, you're not going to tell the sheriff's department what to do. The sheriff's department decides what to do. I guarantee you that the people that are living in those neighborhoods do not want those fools running around the street, victimizing everybody. It's like, he's done 5 take-home robberies and he beat up this old lady, but we're not going to tell ICE so he can get back out into the street and do it again. Seriously? I mean, there are some lunatics out there that believe that that's okay. And unfortunately, man, there are some elected people that are like the board of supervisors. I guess there's one down there that was like, hell no, but they outvoted him. But fortunately, the sheriff who oversees the county jail is like, not on my watch. And I'll be curious to see what this sheriff wants to do. The 287G issue. I mean, I don't care about immigration status, frankly. I care about their actions once they're here. And we would not, I am not going to get involved in just illegal immigration, and we shouldn't. It's not ours. It's the Fed. Let the Fed do it.
They say that they're doing it. They're sanctuary cities and state and counties in order to protect the immigrants, but the ones that ICE is asking for a detainer on are criminals. We already know they're criminals. Why aren't they cooperating with ICE?
And that's the thing. I mean, the sheriff does it. What happens is ICE gives a lawful detainer to law enforcement. When this guy gets out, let us know. And there are politicians who are saying, oh, no, that's not fair. Don't do that. Baloney. I mean, nope. And I thank goodness that sheriff actually stepped forward. And, You know what? If the sheriff or any of his folks are watching tonight, which I'm assuming there's probably a couple,
Hi.
ask him what his position is on that. Are you going to help deport violent, convicted, illegal aliens to whatever country they're from? It's not just like Mexico or Canada. They're all from all over the place. I want to know. So let us know, and you can even come on the
So
show.
when that tweet came out about that San Diego sheriff, that was last Wednesday. I retweeted it and put a quote in there. You hear that, LACO sheriff? And that night I got the letter.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I also understand the current report also has a current article about that San Diego sheriff and what she
Yes.
told the board. So go to the current report and take a peek at that. The
The
author of that is
currentreport.com.
the author of that is freaking brilliant. I know him pretty
Pulitzer
well.
Prize winning author.
Yeah,
In the
absolutely.
making.
That San Diego sheriff, she is a registered Democrat, so that shows you that she's just, I'm doing what the law says.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. She's a cop, and cops are
cop.
supposed to enforce the law. Period.
Well,
It's like I don't like this one. I don't like that one. No, straight down the middle. Enforce the law.
Here's the irony of it, that these supposed sanctuary people, they want to protect the immigrants. So the immigrant is now protected in LA City, LA County, California, San Diego County. They're protected. Now I feel safe. I can go report the crime. So they report the crime because they know that LAPD or whoever is not going to report them to ICE. And so they report the crime. They name the suspect. Suspect gets arrested. And then the ICE goes, hey, we wanted this guy. No. So how does that work?
Well, it doesn't. That's exactly the point. And especially these poor folks that they have the guts to actually step forward and say, hey, Luigi over here just robbed me and did this and that. So they go out there and they arrest him, and then he goes and gets convicted. Well, Luigi has to testify against this guy, and lo and behold, Luigi gets out of jail because we don't deport him. What's going to happen to the person that turned Luigi in?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, GJ.
GJ, you're going to make Cece cry. And
No, there's no crying here.
there's no crying in here.
Yeah.
Aw.
I want to know, I know this is a little bit off topic, but Cece's an investigative journalist, and I want to know where these drones are coming from. What is your research?
Oh my God, please stop. I don't have time to look at.
Come on.
The fact that Joe Rogan is concerned about it, that's good enough for me. I don't need to read anything else. Nothing. I'll stick with Joe.
So you're not gonna tell us where the drones came from or where Bigfoot is.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
I was told, Mike, you told me that we would know where the drones came from and where Bigfoot was with CC.
I think Bigfoot is actually in one of the drones, and they're trying to figure out where to drop him off right now. Hello?
Bada bing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, I don't know what to say.
Not today, GJ.
I believe Andrew was spot on this. I don't think Tom
Will
Hogan
come
cares.
in and go, oh.
I
Captain Mike and I are working on something about the feds and the
breaking news story by Zippy. Is the fire out?
Oh, Zippy. Okay, so yeah, I was Zippy was what Mrs. Captain was watching all my fire coverage in Malibu, and it was pretty gnarly. I'm like almost at 1 million hits for my coverage for the just couple of days, and on one platform, doesn't even include all my other platforms. The fire is out, but if you go to my Instagram or Facebook, not my personal, but the local Malibu, etc., there are hundreds of firefighters staged all over Malibu right now because the winds picked up again tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what most people are, we want to know what happened. We want to know what happened. Yeah, we do too. But guess what? When you live in Malibu for decades, I can tell you right now, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's going to be, it's really, I have such huge PTSD from the fires. I really do, especially Woolsey, because that was just, oh my God. I can't even describe what that was like. But going through the canyons, these people who are driving through, they are not the residents or the locals, trust me. They are people just visiting, driving through, whatever. They pull in the turnouts, they smoke, and they flick their cigarette. They don't give a shit about the fact that there are high wind warnings. They don't pay attention, and they just throw their cigarette out. The second likely, that's the first likely scenario. The second likely scenario is a homeless encampment. We would know if it was like a transformer that blew or somebody's house that blew up and that started, they would know for sure those ignition points if those were the case. So still waiting to hear.
Yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. If it's a homeless encampment, man, I'll tell you what. We have a place
We've had a few of those
up north, and all of a sudden this big fire breaks out, and everybody's running and screaming, and buildings are burning down. What happened? Oh, a guy was cooking his can of shredded wheat or whatever, and it blew up, and he's in the canyon, and it's like, oh, yeah.
You guys, check this.
I saw this. Does anybody know Drifted Cowboy?
No, but he's here to troll,
Wait,
and we don't.
Wait a minute. Came here to troll with which you
are not. Something to look forward to. But moving on to troll somewhere.
Well, thanks a lot, Cowboy. We appreciate the endorsement.
Thank you, Drifted Cowboy. It makes us
Wow.
feel good. Not that we are not without our trolls that do come in and troll.
Is
We've
the
had a
old
few.
Mal station
We've had a
being
few.
used for the Malibu City units?
I doubt it.
MAL station? What is that?
I don't think old Malibu station's used for the
Oh,
city
no.
units.
They're
They're all out of Lost Hills, right?
Everything is out of Lost Hills. We do have a substation that cannot be manned because Luna told Malibu, even though they want to spend the money, we don't have the personnel.
You know what? I was just thinking
We
about
got
that
no personnel.
yesterday. Maybe I was
Right?
thinking about it today because I had this plan in my brain about how we could help people who are in custody get some job training and education and certifications. And Zippy was like, well, what about what is it? Miraloma. And I go, well, they closed it. She goes, why'd they close it? I go, because they don't have the people. They took all those employees that were there and moved them all down to cover in the jails. And if the jails can't fill their spots, what does that tell you about patrol? Because patrol comes after custody.
Yeah.
And it's out of control. In fact, I hear that from more than one person, the fleet's falling apart. Radio cars have over 200,000 miles on them when they used to get shit canned after about 90,000 miles. It's like, what the hell is going on over there? I haven't heard a word about the current administration asking for a dime to replace old rotting equipment, radio cars, buses, electric, computer equipment and everything. It's just falling by the wayside. They aren't keeping up with the training mandates that are required by the state. But falling by the wayside. If you saw that end of that pursuit yesterday out of Crescenta Valley Station, did you see that when they finally caught the guy and there was like a 45-minute barricade because he was sitting in his car? Oh my God. The deputies are kind of like walking around, talking to each other, and there's no traffic control. It was scary, and you can't really blame them if they're not being trained properly. It's just they're not getting trained. They're not getting educated. They're not being equipped properly. They don't have enough personnel. They're still working back to back doubles, and there's a fire going on over there at the sheriff's department.
My man, who's been on the department for over 35 years, and he's super close to retirement. Can't wait. Can't wait. But he loves his job. So, I don't throw shade at him for, still working. But anyway, he's saying all these young kids are just like so stupid. Like they just have no training, like no real old school law enforcement on the street. They just don't have it. It's like those days are gone. and guys like my man and Captain Mike and where did Ken go? Oh wait,
There he is.
Ken too. These
It's
are
just-
all old school. These are all old school, salt of the earth. Take bad guys to jail. Like that's what these guys are made of. We're losing them at record pace. Record pace.
Well, and you know what? They can be as kind and gentle as they want because that's kind of the way people want cops today. I
Yes.
understand that, but
Yes, Pat.
you also need somebody that's going to kick the frickin' door when you've got an armed bank robber held up somewhere. Who's going to do that?
That's my man. My man would do that, but he's going to be gone
Well-
pretty soon. So bye.
Well, you know what? I'm retired and I'd go do it.
There you go. But that's what I
It's
mean
just-
by salt of the earth. Take bad guys to jail. Like take no prisoners, but kick doors down. Handcuff people. Get them out. Cece calling you old.
And-
I don't give a shit. I'm not young.
And Pat has a really good point too. How many times we talked about the last couple of years, people are just out there trying to do their job and they get raked over the coals, for bullshit. And, when they do something good, you don't hear a word coming out of their leadership.
Nope.
It's like, so what? Guy did a good job. So what? Give him another double shift. But if it's something where they looked at somebody wrong or they sucked their teeth or their hair was too long or whatever, man, they are dragging them down. And I don't blame people for being gun shy right now. But you know what? You got the job, you got the badge, you got the gun. Go out there and do your frickin' job. Yeah. And I know,
the best
you know what?
Of your ability.
They are, and that's the problem. They're doing to the best of their ability, lacking training, lacking leadership, lacking proper equipment, lacking the backup from other people who aren't even on the job right now. It's insane. And, the department, they can't hire, let alone train, and retain people. Mm-hmm. They get trained and they're going somewhere else where they get a signing bonus and the grass is greener.
Well, look at Trevor Kirk is a perfect example. Here he is, that poor kid doing his job, mm-hmm. and he mm-hmm. ends up under federal indictment. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the only thing wait, let me just finish what I'm going to say because I want your opinion on this.
That's you, Mike.
Now that Trump is president, and I pray to God we get Kash Patel as head of the FBI. I pray shit's going to change. Shit's going to change. I just pray that this kid gets the benefit of those changes because he needs it. That kid needs help.
We talked about that back when it happened at Winco.
Right.
And, I have people that were there and know what happened. I've seen the video. That kid did absolutely nothing wrong. But you know what? You know what the issue is? His leadership didn't say a word. They let him just twist in the wind. And it's disgusting what's happened to that kid. And it's disgusting what have happened to others that we've talked about, that have gotten in shootings where it's unfortunate somebody got in a shooting and somebody died. But those individuals precipitated the shooting. They caused the shooting. And it's like nobody cares anymore. Nobody wants to know the truth. They just want to jump on the bandwagon and, oh my God, cops are bad.
I think those days are over. I really do.
We'll see.
I do. I think with Hochman, Prop 36 passing, just it sent a huge, sources money could not get Gascon back in office. As a matter of fact, if you look across the United States, lots of Soros's DAs are getting out. They're either being booted out or voted out. So that should, again, look at how red this country was with the way they voted.
Yeah,
was
shocking.
That was primarily to get the safety back in this country and restore law and order. People are fed up.
People are sick of it.
Fed the fuck up. Period. End of story.
Soros bailed on a lot of those DAs in this last election. He wasn't giving them any money. And then on this Trevor Kirk filing, when that first happened, Luna threw him under the bus.
Oh yeah. No, as a matter of fact, Luna and the chief Neer, they actually cooked up this case and sent it to the feds, knowing
Yeah.
that if they did an internal investigation, he would be found like he was within department policy doing what he was doing.
So Gascon didn't touch this,
Yeah.
and it went straight
Yeah.
to the feds. And the
Mhm.
feds are traditionally under Biden's administration are anti-cop.
Mhm.
The assistant attorney general that's running that unit, she's just there's stories every few months about we did an investigation on this department, that they go after police departments, but this
Mhm.
one is crap. With Trevor, that's a crap civil rights violation.
Yeah.
That is a crap violation, and I'm telling you right now, Christopher Wray is gone. Like, he is gone as the head of the FBI. He has already turned in his resignation. So I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of cleanup, because the FBI has lost all credibility really throughout the country. They know they have been Biden's henchmen, and shit's going to turn around. Shit's going to turn around. I know it is.
Okay, KHSGR8, great. He's
Who's
great.
that?
Says that we need a joke. Okay, I've got one. This isn't a joke. This is a real story. I think I told Ken this last week. This Hispanic kid comes on. He's on TikTok and he's crying, and you can tell he's really upset. And he goes, "Oh my God, I'm hearing that Trump is going to start deporting people, and I am so afraid that my mother-in-law is going to get deported. Oh my God, she lives at 427 East
I know, I saw
32nd Street, and the gate code to her apartment is 421. She drives a blue Chevy Malibu, license OMG 123, and it's like, oh my! At first, you're watching it, and you think it's real, and then he starts giving away, the stepmom's information. So I hope that made somebody giggle at least a little bit. But yeah, we have. This has been pretty serious conversation.
Let me just say something, because they're anonymous 14107. Here's the reality. If there is a really good Democratic candidate that comes in, I'll vote for him or her. But I am not going for the complete and total shit show, Star Wars, whatever bullshit that we went through for the last 4 years. I will never go through that again. And I can tell you, the majority of this country won't either. And they showed that when they went to the polls. But you want to give me a strong Democratic candidate? I'll consider it all day long. I just want somebody who knows how to run a country and doesn't let lawlessness and these crazy things take over like it has, like men competing as women against real women in sports. That's bullshit. I mean, it's just, I can't. Don't get me started on all that shit. I just can't do it.
Yeah, any Democrat they get is going to have to be smarter and better than Vance. I'll tell you that right now. I think he's going to be the next candidate for the
exactly.
GOP.
But all I'm saying is that this is not a red or blue thing. At least for me, it's not. It's not a party line thing. It's who's the best person for the job. And I can tell you right now, it wasn't Kamala Harris.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh my God, yeah.
The only way that I would
mouth for 4 years. Sorry.
The only way I would vote for a Democrat is if Kamala Harris became a Republican and ran. Otherwise, that's a
Good
no.
point.
Oh my God.
Well, she's going to be your next governor, so
man, you know what? Go ahead and try. We'll see. We'll see what happens, because I'm sure you've seen the maps that came out after the election, how a lot of the state went from blue to red.
Yes.
And she'd be running for a statewide office, and there are a lot of counties that don't cut into the blue stuff. So we'll see.
No, I was shocked at how, as a matter of fact, it seemed like just the coastline stayed blue. You know what I mean?
That's why you don't want to get rid of the Electoral College, because if you did, the East Coast and the West Coast would run the rest of the country, and it's all white liberal bullshit, right? So anybody who wants to get rid of the Electoral College, they are, I guarantee you, they're left wing, and they don't want to have a fair fight. Let's put it that way. All those little states that have 3, 5, 11 electoral votes, they would be blown out by the coastline. Unfair.
Yeah. I was a little worried. I'm glad that California finished counting their votes, because I thought we were going to be in June 2025.
Oh.
Well, Trump is president.
right?
Yeah. I find it really hard to believe. It's hard to swallow. I mean, LA County, for all of its foibles and everything, they get their vote counts in pretty quick. You'll know by 11 or 12 o'clock at night who's won or who is on the cusp of winning. The other podunk place, I know there was one going up near Fresno. It was a statewide office. I forget, Adam Gray and somebody else. It was weeks. And it's like, he's up by 1. He's down by 4.
You know
He's up
what?
by 1. He's down by 4.
Malibu was the exact same. We had to wait an extra 30 days for the votes to be certified. Thankfully, the top 2 guys, my top 2 guys, I was the only media that supported they hired me to actually do the marketing for their campaign, and we won. They thankfully stayed in that spot, but we're talking about hundreds of votes spread. You know what I mean? So they kept counting and counting and counting. It's like, I mean, we literally had to wait until the end of the month for it to be certified, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Especially in nowadays,
Mike's watching cartoons right now while we're doing the show.
What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?
Hold on. I think Jerry's going to finally catch Tom. Hold on. No. Well, yeah. All right. Have we beaten the horse to death? Cece, what's up for you next?
I think, you know what? Here's, you and I are going to work on that document I sent you, the 105-page document. Right?
Yeah.
But I think we're going to settle on the one thing that anyway, never mind. Something's happening where Mike and I are working on an article. And then, I welcome another hit piece threat from Luna's attorney. Bring it on. I don't care. I really don't. Well, Carrie Blakinger can write her bullshit. Don't give a crap. It just makes her look bad calling me a blogger. Okay.
Well, that letter I personally think was probably a one and done, where somebody on the firm wrote it for the boss who just had him sign it and wasn't paying a lot of attention, thinking that this activist blogger would just disappear.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, do your homework about me. If you want to write me a freaking letter like that, do your homework, because then guess what? You're going to see, I don't back down. I wasn't afraid of Alex. I wasn't afraid of Jim McDonnell, and I sure as shit am not afraid of Robert Luna, okay? Far less afraid. As a matter of fact, out of all of them, if I had to be afraid of somebody, it would have been Alex, okay? But I didn't need to be afraid of Alex,
What's funny is I read that letter from that attorney, Cece, and I'm reading through it, and this is my summation of the letter.
Yes.
Basically, it was, and Cece, so we're really mad at you, and you know what? We're so mad, we're spitting, and it's just so childish.
Totally. I mean, it was
mad.
I mean, Jesus, it was. How do you devote 5 pages to that?
Well, like I said,
they could have told me the same thing in 2 paragraphs.
Page 3 and 4, I was just like, oh my God. It was
like
almost
watching wet paint dry.
Well, it was almost like a legal intern wrote it.
Oh,
and
hey, I just got a text. Something about Luna's daughter is involved with the attorney. What is that about?
Yes, Luna's daughter. So actually, I'm going to let Mike tell this, because Mike is the one who got the intel. We won't say from where.
What? Oh, I can say from where. It came from an outside source.
An outside source that used to be an inside source.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, you might want to look at that letterhead on that thing. And I'm going along, and lo and behold, one of the attorneys at that firm happens to be Sheriff Luna's daughter.
Yes.
So that begs the question, did he pay for that letter, or did the county pay for that? Did he get a friend and family discount on it? Or did he get it for free? Once I saw that, I was like, you know what? My guess is she wrote it, and she had the boss sign it.
And
they thought, take that, blogger. So,
but they didn't refer to me as a blogger. On the letterhead, it said investigative reporter. At least they addressed me.
Well, yeah, they learned their lesson through Carrie Blakinger. Yeah, but It just, to me, it smacked of something that was just like they cooked it up, And my guess is he probably wasn't even the one that wanted it done. Probably his daughter got pissed off, and you can't talk about my dad like that, and did it, and Dad went along with it because Dad apparently goes along with just about everything, and
The fact that he's
that's where we are. But let's see. We'll all sit here and wait to see if CC gets sued, and then we'll know for sure.
bring it on. Like I got all these outfits planned for court and everything. I'm like, let's do it. I'm gonna get my hair done. Like you name it, I'm gonna do it.
No, you get your hair did.
Yeah, get my hair did.
Once it's done, it's did.
But here's another thing. The fact of the matter is that he had to sign off on that.
I'm assuming.
He had to. They could have called Cece. Oh, how cute. Yeah, I would have taken that better. Calling me a fashion influencer. Than a
blogger and fashion. Yeah.
I'm also getting that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm also getting that that his daughter is also county counsel.
I think the firm is probably contract counsel.
Yes.
Isn't there some kind of conflict?
Well, that kind of begs the question too. It's like, did he do this as, did the county council and the county pay for this? Or is he doing it personally? He should be doing it personally, I would think. But
well, it says Robert Luna v. Cece Woods. So that's him in his personal capacity. But if you look at the tweet itself, or the post itself, whatever you want, X post, I referred to him as LACO sheriff. I did not even use his personal name. Okay. So I referred to him in his official capacity. So he is turning this into a personal issue with that letter. So, but what's interesting is first of all, there's so many lies in that letter. Again, yes, blogger sounds derogatory. Got to be a better name. That was the point. The point is she wanted to make it sound like Carrie Blakinger wanted to make it sound like I was just a blogger. Like,
yeah, you were a gadfly. Yeah.
Like I didn't know what I was doing, but then why give any credibility to what I'm saying, right? But the fact of the matter is there were so many lies in that demands, manipulation, lies, and he signed off on that shit. And he may have not even read the letter, but he probably said, "I trust you, honey," meaning his daughter. You guys go do your thing. Well, that was a bad move because that was 5 pages worth of really stupid shit. Okay.
I think it was a miscalculation. I think that all it did was just bring this to light and make more of it than what it is. And now all of a sudden, here we are. We're right back talking about it.
And guess what? It's going to come back up if he even makes it to the next election cycle, which I really don't think he will. I have never thought that he is going to make it the 4 years.
He's got to make it. If he drops out or leaves, the board of supervisors picks the next sheriff.
You know who it is? You know who my man thinks it's going to be?
Who's your man think it's going to be? Me? No.
Jason Skeen.
He was on Battlestar Galactica. No,
Battlestar. Yeah.
No, that's somebody else.
That's who my man thinks it's going to end up being.
I don't know. It
ain't going to be Max Huntsman, so don't worry about it.
No, well, I'm not worried about anybody except
it's got to be somebody in the department. So the next logical
when Leroy left, they picked John Scott, retired chief. They did not pick anybody in the department. And I wouldn't put it past them to try to find some DEI kind of short-term hire, and that throws all that out the window. I mean, Jason is about as white as I am, and I don't know. We'd have to see, I guess.
Wait, so Anani 14107 said, makes it to the next election cycle. Oh, my OMFG. Okay, so here's the thing. Meaning makes it to the next election cycle, meaning given the rumors that we are hearing about his health issues. That is what we're talking about. So why are these rumors circulating so heavily? I don't know. Eric Strong, dude, please. That guy's like.
Hey, Pat, I don't know if you're aware of how much grease that guy's in right now.
Yeah.
Between his fight at the Rams game versus the Eagles and running away from a multi-million-dollar lawsuit and all the knuckleheadedness that he did over at probation, No, I don't think so.
Evading service. He's evading service. Okay.
Well, no, he
So for
evaded.
a
He got caught. He got unevaded.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tom Hughes sent me the freaking photos and posted on his own Instagram that he finally served him on his front lawn. It was hilarious. But yeah, so anyway, given that those rumors are circulating so heavily, these are not my rumors. These are rumors within not one, two departments. Lots of people are hearing it inside and out of the department. Okay, like unions, you name it, retired personnel. Everybody's hearing the same rumors. So that's the only reason why I made the post in the first place. It could not be ignored any longer. And why we're even discussing the possibility of him not making it to the next election cycle.
Hey, why do you think it is that after Carrie agreed with you that she'd heard those rumors and all this stuff's going on, why do you think she hasn't picked it up and done a follow-up in the Times? She's just blowing it off.
Because Cece dressed her down afterward. In her response to her.
That could be.
I mean, I don't know, but the bottom line is it is a very relevant story. Am I surprised that not more press has picked it up locally? For sure. But we already know they're in the pockets of the Board of Supervisors. So that's why independent journalists are so important. And that's why Jen Van Laar jumped right on it, because she's my girl. And she's an independent journalist, just like not independent, but Red State is a very, it's a niche publication, and she has more,
it's nationwide too.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. So, constitutional law query coming up here. What is that?
I don't know. This
Where's
is our
municipal.
I'd have to read this. It's like a book.
Oh,
hold on.
Lord.
Okay, well, he's right. An elected official can only delegate the authority he's given, and I would think in California, it's the state constitution that empowers law enforcement to enforce the laws of the state. How's that?
So bam, Professor Mike.
Independent journalists have grown in importance. Yes, we have. And we do affect change, and we can affect elections, and even on small scale, large scale. In Malibu, there was a huge smear campaign against our candidates. That didn't work. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were being poured into pro-development candidates against our pro-community candidates.
Thanks, Kevin. You're right.
We had a much stronger campaign, and people do listen. And I can write whatever I want, meaning I don't write whatever I want necessarily. I am my own boss. Nobody tells me what to write. Hence, Martin Singer can take his letter and shove it up his you-know-what, because he will never tell me what I can and cannot write. I am very careful. When I write an article and there are accusations or, alleged misconduct or whatever it is, I don't do shit unless I have verification from multiple sources, documents and photos and evidence that supports what I'm saying, which is why to this day, I have never been sued. Over 10 years of this type of reporting, never once have I been sued. Nobody's ever filed any type of anything against me. But I welcome it, because that gives me my day in court to fight for independent journalists. And
I have an interesting comment about that. I was listening to a YouTube, Tim IRL, pretty huge, probably in the millions or something. He was saying today that legacy media, the networks, MSNBC, all those, they're almost 50% down in audience, except Fox News, which is
even more so. Right. I heard that MSNBC had 30,000 viewers, it was crazy.
They're getting ripped. And so what he was saying was that the consensus is that legacy media, mainstream media, is on the way out.
Yep.
Independent journalists, Megyn Kelly, all these different YouTube channels and podcasters. Those are going to be the future of journalism. What do you say about that? You independent journalists, you
100%. As a matter of fact, I'm working
Fantastic.
on the Current Report podcast, and I will I'll be doing the news regularly, doing the news and doing my thing like I normally do. And yeah, with this whole TikTok ban, YouTube is where it's at. That's the truth. And Ken has been killing it on YouTube. You guys have been killing it on YouTube. I'm going to be on there doing my thing as well. I'll be doing the long form, not really into the shorts. But I'm going to continue doing what I do, writing my articles. So my articles get hundreds of thousands of hits. And not only that, but it's global. Like people from all over the world read my stuff. That is how the Watchdog organization in Washington, D.C., when Philip Washington was nominated by Biden to become head of the FAA, that's how they found me. Google. I was the only reporter reporting on his corruption. Nobody else in the country was. They were baffled by that. But guess what? It just takes the right people seeing your shit. Doesn't matter how many, but the right.
I got a couple of questions or comment. I don't want to forget this. DeAndre says, is anyone thinking about Eric Strong's role in trying to keep Los Padrinos open? Maybe derails potential. And then not attacking Eric, just asking the question because I recall you all having a discussion about his role, how it was unprecedented since he was still LASD.
No, that wasn't unprecedented. I think Cecil Rambo one time was over there in an acting position while he was on the sheriff's department to help see them through some things. But Eric was not Cecil Rambo. Eric has messed up, and I don't think it's his fault LP's potentially folding because he was like head of security or whatever. And the facility's fallen apart. But, as far as legacy media goes, I mean, they're all wondering, what happened? Well, they've been caught lying and politicizing everything. And you remember back in the day, and now the news. And that's it, December 3rd, 1942.
Just the news.
That's what it was. And now it's like, all this innuendo and all this BS and, the LA Times talking about how they're going to be more centrist. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You go look at the A section of the LA Times even today. Every article about Trump is a negative article. Every one of them. And it's like, boy, you guys sure are down the middle of the road there. They're their own worst enemy.
When Patrick, whatever his last name is, the Chinese or owner or whatever the hell he is, when he posted, the second that Trump won, we're going to go middle of the road. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. I'm like, yeah, right. Well, maybe you should start with your, with who covers the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, a convicted felon, a proud convicted felon covers the LA County Sheriff's Department. How is that not a conflict of interest? It's a huge conflict of interest. Never mind the fact that I'm a publisher. I own multiple publications, multiple news sites. I started them myself over 10 years ago. I know what it takes to be a publisher. I also have people who write for me. If I want to change something on my news platform, it takes one memo you send out to everybody that contributes, and you say, from this moment forward, you will be unbiased, give a whole list of things. Should I drink?
Oh, like that.
Can't help it. Wait.
Mercy.
Eric, is your case done? I want to know more about Eric's case. Can I still write about it? I want to.
Cece at ccwoods.com.
Thank you. Cece at ccwoods.com. Don't know why Martin Singer couldn't figure that one out.
Well, you know what?
Anyway.
I think as far as legacy media goes,
Patrick is from South Africa. Thank you. I didn't know. I thought he was Asian. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, kind of like in Europe, he's trying to be middle of the road. In Europe, they drive to the left. Mm-hmm. So, right. That's what he does. To him, middle of the road is driving on the left, and that's what they do. They don't know what true center is. They've lost center.
Send out a memo. Show us that you are directing your staff to be more unbiased with their reporting. Takes one memo.
Well, I think he
One
did,
memo.
and I think some people actually resigned in disgust and walked off.
Goodbye. See you later.
Yeah, but it hasn't changed it. I mean, it shouldn't be gradual, like you said. If he said, "Hey, no more of this bullshit," the next day the paper needs to be
It
down
should
the
have
middle
been
of the road.
implemented. Exactly. Don't
not.
make your announcement. Wait until you know it's
Oh.
going to be implemented.
But it makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit every time I open the Times, because it's always some bullshit lefty
I don't read
crap.
any of it.
Oh, well, we talked about this. I canceled my subscription because I just hate their guts. But, because I paid in advance, they're giving me a couple more months, for free. And I'm all, gee, thanks. I'll open it up as Trump's bad. Trump's this. Trump's bad again. Bad Trump. It's like, where's the middle of the road? I mean, people might not like him, but the guy has done some pretty good stuff. Not according to Times.
I had to
Nope.
convince my daughter too. She was like, because she's 36, she's lives in San Francisco, but at least she has some common sense. She actually went in and voted out Chesa Boudin a couple of years back. Yeah, she walked in and voted his ass right out. But I had to, she's like, Mom, they're going to take my, women's rights away and my body and all this abortion and all this shit.
Women are going to die.
And so, you know what I said to her? I said, that's never been Trump's platform, Tatum. That's he's never ran on that platform. That was something that happened during the Biden, administration. That was basically a fuck you to the Republican. I mean, yeah, basically a fuck you to the left. So I said, you just need to calm down and let's see what happens. Give the guy a chance, period. And if he doesn't do good, then you know what to do. Person said to hold on.
You know what, though? The second he won, people are now lining up at his door. Hey, we're buddies, right? We're friends, right? Because they know, I guarantee you, right now, I'm going to predict that any remaining living hostages in Gaza are going to be released, right? If there's any of them still alive. They're going to have a ceasefire. They're going to have a ceasefire in Ukraine, all because one guy got elected. Guarantee it. Guaranteed.
Yeah. And you want to know how the tide has changed? Jeff Bezos and what's that? Mark Zuckerberg are both donating $1 million to Trump's inaugural.
Zuckerberg kissing Trump's ass.
Oh, they're all doing that. Man.
That's so good.
And also,
so good.
Google.
So
too.
good.
It's awesome. I love it.
Well, if Patrick's main business interest is not the LA Times, then he shouldn't be making announcements that he's going to make all these big sweeping changes because LA Times is in the shitter. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, and Eric Mitchell, seriously, your case from 2020, that'd be interesting to see. Maybe there's something that can be done about it.
Yep.
So forward the info.
Yeah.
Forward the info.
Fo.
Yeah. So how was that, guys? Was that Cece? We love you, Cece, and we're glad to be back.
I love you too.
And I just want to throw it out there: if the crowd is in on this, Cece would love to have you back on 1019 The Watch Commander.
But I have to say that Cece now owes us $75 in the swear jar, and it's only 25 cents each.
I'll
right?
take you out for a few drinks. That'll end up being $75. Don't worry.
Man.
Oh,
yeah, one drink each.
This is good too. Have you guys heard about this today?
Oh no, I did not.
I've heard he's thinking about stepping down.
He's
He doesn't want to be the governor of Canada.
One of his cabinet members, or I don't know how they do it in Canada, but she stepped down, and it looks like the tide is turning on him, and it's because Trump is making funny memes about Trudeau on X, and I think.
Did you see the one for his new cologne where he's got Joe Biden sitting there smiling at him? Even your enemies can't resist this eau de perfume, eau de Trump. All right, it's been an hour and a half, man. We probably got to go.
Yeah, because Mike has to go to bed. It's
past my bedtime, man.
Past your bedtime.
I missed you guys too.
But Cece, we're gonna have you back.
You know what? Keep stirring shit up. We'll have you back.
We'll do it.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
It's what I do. All right, guys. I just want to make a quick mention. We won't be back next week. It's Christmas Eve. We won't be back the week after. It's New Year's Eve. So we'll come back at the first of the year. And we got some good guests coming up for you. Is that right, Mike? Some good guests.
How can you have a great guest after CC?
And
Right.
don't forget, you guys, oh my word, like and subscribe on Mike Bornman's channel, because every week he calls me and goes, no, nobody's subscribing to Mike's channel.
Well, because Mr. Ken will come on and go, subscribe to the police applicant box. And I'm like, hey, I'm right here, man. 1019 to watch, Commander. It's free. It
1019 to
doesn't
watch.
cost anything. Just sign up.
Everybody knows you want to get in that $7 monetization that I'm.
Oh,
Right.
you're up
I
to
know,
7?
You're still in the $7
Oh, man.
range.
In the seven-
Better than no dollar range.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay,
You know what?
well, I
That
love
won't
you
even
guys.
that won't even buy you a Big Mac these days, man. McDonald's #1 with Diet Coke, $13.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can barely get out of Starbucks.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Some buddies and I went down yesterday to Ramona's in South Central LA. It's like 7-6 in San Pedro. Great place. You just arm yourself to the teeth, go in and get your burrito and get out. used to be like $5.50 there. We went in and each burrito was over $11 a piece.
oh my gosh.
That's some gold burrito there, pal.
Damn.
Yep. Well,
Crazy.
thank you guys. We'll be back in a few weeks then.
Right on. Thank you.